Yo, if you fucking with sports, culture, and hip hop, make sure you connect the dots with Big Lou Ice Water. You are ready.
With my special guest, the one and only Malik Sherrod. Stand up, Brooklyn.
What's going on, y'all? Peace, praise the Lord. Assalamu alaikum, hotep, namaste. How y'all?
Man, great. How you doing, brother?
I'm excellent. The mosquitoes out here biting me. My Wi-Fi acting up in the house. But we gonna
Oh
make this
my
shit
God.
work. We gonna make it
Let's
work,
make it
son.
work.
We gonna make it
And
work.
let's make it work. Humble beginnings. Tell us how you was growing up in Brooklyn, brother. Humble
Man,
beginnings.
I was guarded. I was guarded as a child. Mommy and daddy was here. Grandma and grandpa, cousin that I grew up with like a sister. The the neighbors, the 5%ers on my block, they beside me and neighbors.
Mm,
So you got Wise, you got Carlos, you got Shabazz, you got K Mel, you got everybody looking out for you. So I didn't have any trouble. When my skateboard got taken in Cyprus, I got it back in 15 minutes. You know what I mean? So
that's what I'm
I,
talking about. Yes.
I lived a good life, man. Lived in Linden Plaza as a young child. I'm taking it back. That's the only place I remember beside the house I still live in right now. Lived in
All
Plaza,
right.
675 Lincoln Avenue, apartment 3G.
Mm,
Then moved over. Plaza still East New York. Moved over to Berryman and been on Berryman
right.
all my life. Then South Carolina State. I mean, went to Canarsie High School. Let's take it back. I went to 260 in Brookline by
Hmm.
Sunnydale. If y'all remember Sunnydale, I'm taking it back. Y'all young people,
Wow.
anybody under 25, you don't anybody under 30, you don't know Sunnydale. On Louisiana
Right.
Avenue. I went to Brookline, I went to 260 in Brookline. Then my grandparents
Hmm.
moved to Starrett City. I went to school out there. I went to 346,
Mm,
364, then went to Canarsie. Everybody saying, like, yo, why you didn't go to Gersh? My mom's didn't allow that. Didn't go to Gersh.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
I went to Canarsie High School. After that,
All right.
graduated high school, went to LaGuardia Community College.
All right.
Um, Supposed to get the associates, but transferred to South Carolina State University, and the South made me a man. I'm not saying,
Wow.
I'm not saying my parents didn't raise me as a man, but I give the South a lot of credit. The South raised me as a man. I learned how to cook in the South. I learned how to
Mm.
wash clothes. I learned how to make love. Pause, but I learned how to be a man in in the South. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
Oh my God, you crazy, yo. So tell me, why South Carolina State? All the colleges you chose, why South Carolina State, man?
I wanted to go to St. John's. I thought I was going to play for St.
Wow.
John's.
Okay.
I thought I was going
Good
to play for Lou
school.
Carnesecca. You know what I mean?
Okay. All
um,
right. All right.
my
Lou.
grandfather is from Orangeburg. So I looked
Right.
at it like this. I said, yo, my people could pay in-state tuition and I just use my family address. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I
Right.
used my cousin Gervais. Y'all know Gervais Trail. Y'all call him Trail in Orangeburg. Route
Hmm.
5 box. Oh, I'm telling this address. Well, they changed the address. They changed the road and everything. They Route 5 box 546 Orangeburg, South Carolina. Forgot the zip code, but I used that address with the application.
Hmm.
Um, 2 weeks went by, 3 weeks or whatever, and I'm like, yo, I didn't hear nothing. But how can I hear anything? Because I didn't use my address. So
Right.
I called. His mom's just retired educator Rachel. I said, hey Rachel, how you
Hmm.
feeling? She said, I'm fine, Malik. I said, did I get any mail? She said, you sure did. Rachel didn't play.
Hmm.
Educator woman. She said, I said, can you read it? She said, with your permission. I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, congratulations, you've been accepted to South Carolina State University. I'm like, ah! And
Wow.
that was it. I told my moms, and I had less than 2 weeks to get down there to pack, get the finances together, and
Mm.
everything, And
Mm.
1992, I was on a Greyhound bus with a bunch of
Yes.
bags
I'm. Yes.
on my way to Orangeburg. Couldn't get a ticket. People talk. My mother. I didn't even have a driver's license. My mom was just
Mm.
buying me a car. I found out literally maybe 2 days before. They was like, Esther was gonna buy you a car. She's gonna get you that Camaro you've been talking about and let you drive down. They said people talk her out of it. Like, Esther, don't do that. That boy can't drive 12 hours down there with no license, blah, 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 blah,
Mm.
blah. And I
Right,
was like,
right,
damn,
right.
mom, your moms go out for you. You know what I mean? Because I always
Yes, she
wanted,
do.
you know what I mean? I always wanted a 79 or whatever it was, 80 Camaro. And
Hmm.
she was gonna get that and send me down there. But I ended up on Greyhound. My cousins picked me up. It took me over 20 hours because it was delays everywhere. And this was no
Oh
cell
yeah.
phone. You know what I mean? No, no
Hmm.
Wi-Fi, no internet. I'm calling collect, calling home, calling my
Yep.
people like, Ma, I'm in Virginia. Ma, I'm someplace in North Carolina. Ma, I'm in Columbia, South Carolina. She's like, well, you getting there, you getting there. You know what I mean? That I had every I
Right,
had
right.
everybody running to Orangeburg, coming to look for me. You know what I mean? Because my
Mm.
people, nobody lived, right in town. Like my people lived out in the Kinley Road. My other cousin, they lived on St. Matthews Road. I mean, they lived in St. Matthews. But yo, I lived in Orangeburg 21 years, and I lived in
Mm.
Charlotte 2 years. So
Okay, I ain't know that.
I,
Okay.
yeah, I claim the South, brother. I lived. I'm gonna take you back, brother. I lived in what's the highest zip code in Charlotte again? I lived on 14200 Plantation Park Boulevard. What's the name?
Wow.
Where all the rich people at? What? Say the name of the area again, dude.
Valentine? You talking about
I lived in
Valentine?
Ballantyne. I lived in
Yeah,
Ballantyne.
okay.
I
All
didn't know
right.
nothing about Ballantyne. My ex-wife and I, we she got a contract. I forgot the name. Not Lancaster. She got a
Right, Lancaster.
contract or whatever in Lancaster. And she
Hmm.
was like, yo, it don't make no sense for us to leave the country of Orangeburg to go to Lancaster. She was like,
Mm.
Charlotte's right there. Let's go to Charlotte. We went right to Charlotte. She pulled up a few places. Bro, before we got back home, that was the first place that accepted us. Accepted the application. And bro,
Hmm.
we just packed up the house and just bounced and
Hmm.
moved right to Charlotte and just I didn't know where I was at, bro. Every minute, Bentleys, Maseratis. I'm like, yo, where we at? You know what I mean? And I
Hmm.
told one of my
Yep.
men, one of my men said, yo, don't tell people you live in Ballantyne, son. I said, why not? He was like, just say you live on the South Side. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
like people gonna
True.
think you
True.
rich or whatever. So, and I enjoyed myself, man. Eventually I'm moving back. The South raised me, brother. The South.
Mm.
I'm not saying I'm not taking nothing from East New York, nothing.
Right. Right.
But I burned a lot of pots in South Carolina. Not just learn how to cook
You burn a
because
lot of
I don't have to
pots.
cook here. I burned a lot of
Oh my
pots. I
God.
messed up a lot of chicken. I turned on a
Right.
lot of alarms in the house and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Cat would be like, "Oh, this nigga
I hear
cooking."
you.
Like, you
Oh my
know?
God, yo.
Yeah, man. But the South raised me, man. I love the South. I miss the South. I
Hmm.
learned how to wash clothes in the South. I know you probably like, this nigga didn't wash clothes when he was in New York. Only thing I did was carry them to the basement and have to yell all the way back upstairs, Ma, what water? Malik, warm. Half a cup of
Mm.
detergent and a cup of fabric softener. Okay. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I thank and praise God for my beginnings at South Carolina State, man. The South raised me. The South taught me to hustle, you know?
Hmm. But yo, man. So tell me, man, public figure. How do you feel? How did you become a public figure in your community, and how does it feel, man?
Man, I think it was just my energy. I know it was my
Right.
energy. I'm gonna give you an example. A woman called me, Thursday, right? I saw the Georgia
Right.
number. I didn't know the number. And she was like, hi, man, I speak to
Hmm.
Malik. I said, this is him. How are you? She was like, wait, this is come to Malik's. And I started laughing. I said, yes, this is come to
Hmm.
Malik's. So I had a store in Orangeburg. And in my commercials, I would just keep saying, come to Malik's, come to Malik's, come to Malik's. And I would say that for like 20 seconds. And everybody
Mm.
remembered that. So you know where I kind of got that from? Crazy Eddie.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I would say, come to Malik's. And that woman,
Wow, Crazy
I
Eddie.
can't, yep, I can't say her name right now. I forgot it off the top of my head. But she said, Malik, I meant to call my cousin. I have a cousin named Malik, but I'm glad I got you. She said, how you doing? She said, I see your posts in New York. I see you still going to church. I see you still talking about mental health. And she said, baby, when they say baby, they mean it. She said, baby,
Right.
keep doing it. So I think that came from just talking about my life experiences, what I went through with severe depression, or, working in the community. Like when I was in Orangeburg, my ex-wife and I, we started a youth
Yeah, you
center.
freezing up, man. You
Okay, yeah,
freezing up.
I saw my head go crazy. Pause. My head went crazy to the left. Pause. I'm back.
Yeah. Like I can hear you, but now your screen is froze. Now
Okay,
you
hold
back
on.
on.
Okay,
So I guess you got to stay in that one spot because you move left to right when you talk. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I'm at to have a conversation with T-Mobile too. But anyway,
But you froze right
um,
now. I can't hear you. Yeah.
okay, I'm good.
I can hear you.
Okay, you can see me moving.
I can't see you moving, but you froze, but I can hear you real good.
Okay, but you guys, let's go with the voice prompt and let me come back in. Maybe because
Put
watch
it
this
this way, you
bullshit.
can, if you want, you can have your screen, you can have your screen dark, and you could just answer the questions that way if you want to. I mean, that's up to you how you want to do it.
Okay, we good? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you
Good.
real
Let's
good.
rock. Let's rock. While we got an audience. Let's not f this audience up. You know what I mean? But where we at? Because
Yeah,
my
I feel you.
ADHD kicked in. Where we at?
Okay. You was talking about I was talking about your public figure in your community. How does it feel, man?
It feels good, man. It feels good to know people, trusting me with their child. You know what I mean? After school, they
Right?
trusted me to help them with their math, help them with their English. Even though half the time I was on the phone calling people, asking. You heard I said calling people, not live video, not screen shooting, but calling people how to do this problem, or having them come to the youth center and work the problem out. Um, I feel good about the Greek organizations who would send their people by to come put in community service hours. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm,
we could go get 20 hours with Malik in 1 week. You damn sure you go get them 20 hours. You go work for them 20 hours from 3 to 6 or 3 to 7. You
right.
know what I mean? And but it
Exactly.
felt good, man. It felt good doing toy drives in Orangeburg, and then doing only one in Orangeburg. But this year would be my sixth in Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
Mm,
This would be my
that's
sixth
dope.
toy drive here, and I want to. I'm not want to. I'm gonna take it past just a toy drive this year. You know what I mean? I'm gonna actually have
Okay.
some mental health counselors, some other treatment programs there and I'm gonna do it indoors this year too, bro. I'm not gonna do it outside.
Okay. Okay.
Every year we did it outside, and we just froze. Shoot, I had surgery on my hip November 25th, and had the
Right.
audacity to do a toy drive on December 18th. I know that was nothing but
Mm,
God. You know what I mean? That was
that's
nothing but
right.
God. One of my cousins and my brother Ken Do, they was just like, yo, man, you sure you gonna do it, man? I said, yo, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm not gonna go as hard, but that was a goddamn lie, bro. Once they cleared me
Mm,
to drive, I was in my van picking up them toys. And I want to appreciate everybody again from last year who donated. And I thank and praise God for y'all. And I pray that y'all donate again this year. Cause dude, I had so many toys in my van, in the hallway, in the
mm,
kitchen of the apartment downstairs, and the living room. Thank God for Mother Plowden from St. Paul Community Baptist Church. Her nephew let me use his Sprinter van that morning. Dude, I called
mm.
him at 7:30 in the morning,
Right.
December 18th. 8 o'clock, I was at his house using his Sprinter van to get the rest of the toys there. We did toys on Linden Boulevard right there by Gersh, in front of the
Right.
Chase Bank and in front of the Hallmark Pharmacy. And then I took it on my side on New Lots in Elton, between Elton and Linwood, and we gave out the toys there. Bro, I was able to give out over 1,500 toys. No, I lied. I'm sorry. 1,800 toys, dude, to
Mm.
people in the community. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
with,
Yes.
with
Yes.
no with no nonprofit, no money from the government. And I'm not saying I won't take no government money, but this is all from you, your brother, you, everybody
Mm-hmm.
I went to college with, you know what I mean? Friends, um,
Mm.
um, friends of friends of my cousins. One of my cousins, I'll give an example. One person, one of my cousin's friends, right? I thought it was a
Mm-hmm.
scam. You know what I mean? I
Right.
was like,
Mm-hmm.
Lorraine, so and so, it looked like her, but she said it's so and so. She was like, no, Malik, what's her name doesn't have social media. That's her sister. That's her. You better take
Right.
that money. I was scared to take the
Mm.
money, dude. I was like, I thought it was a scam. I give them the cash app and they messed me up. But
Wow.
it
Wow.
was a blessing. It was a blessing. It was a blessing,
I
man.
like that. I like that, man. So tell me about mental health. I've noticed you are involved with a lot of mental health things going on. Explain why. What is your journey with mental health? And this is a good thing that you're doing, brother. I just want to recommend you on that. I really like that. So tell me what's up with that.
So basically, it started from what I went through. I went through severe depression. After my divorce, I wasn't this
Hmm.
same, outgoing person that you talking to right now. I give credit
Right.
to God. I give credit to St. Paul Community Baptist Church, who got me back.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Got just put the spirit of God back in me. You know what I mean? Because I was
Right.
wrecked.
Hmm.
I was wrecked
Right.
mentally, man. And I thank and praise God for my mom's coming, bruh. My mom's came to Charlotte, bruh. We packed
Hmm.
up a Toyota Camry, whatever we could pack in it. Bro, I left a
Hmm.
2014 Ford Fusion. I left a
Hmm.
99 Suburban. Right there in that yard, I left clothes. I left a bunk bed. I left a futon, food in the refrigerator. I left my whole life in Charlotte and moved to move back to New York. And
Wow.
it was nothing but I tell people, in school we learn Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And Malik hierarchy of needs is still Christ, mental
Mm.
health, and my family. Now, some people say, you know, why you don't have your family as number two? My family wasn't
Right.
really with the. My mother, let her rest in peace. She wasn't really with the mental health thing at first. Oh, Malik, they're gonna label you. Oh, this. Oh,
Mm.
get your gun permit. This, that. It was so many different things. But I had to do what I had to do for me. I knew I wasn't right. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
I knew
Hmm.
something wasn't right. I wasn't myself. And
Hmm.
I show people all the time. Oh, I got to put the camera on. But anyway, I tell people all the time, go in the back of your insurance card,
Right.
call your insurance company, tell them you want
Hmm.
to see a mental health counselor. That's all. She was like,
Mm.
hey, Miss Jem, I'm on a live video. I'm sorry, my foot doesn't know. Yeah, go in the back of your insurance card and tell them
Right.
you want to see a mental health counselor. I tell a lot of married men, don't worry about that copayment because your wife done met that
Right.
copayment already. Women go to the doctor. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You
They
done met
they
that
sure
co.
do.
You feel where I'm coming from? So you met
Oh
that
yeah.
copayment and
Hmm.
just see somebody. I tell people all the time, the barbershop, your uncle, your man's, they could give you some good advice, but that therapist is that person who don't know you. You know what I mean?
Mm.
They're gonna give you a
Mean.
different
Yes.
perspective. Man, let me tell you something. My therapist has got me through so much, bro. I done learned how to set boundaries. Um, I learned my problems with relationships. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I actually do homework, dude. Like classwork. Like when I leave my therapist, right?
Hmm.
She gives me homework. Like the
Right.
past thing that just happened. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Keep it real.
She said,
That's right.
Malik. She said, Malik, the last two relationships you had 2 summers ago, right? She said, I
Mm.
want you to think about the beginning, the middle, and the end. And do what I
Mm.
got from it was no communication. I didn't
Mm.
express myself. I didn't say certain
Right.
things that I didn't like. You know what I mean? There was a chick, she if she see this, she see this. She know who she is. She said to me, I don't understand how you a hardworking man, you handsome, you go to church, and you don't
Hmm.
have nobody. And she
Mm.
would constantly keep saying that. And I
Right.
never said that. But what you mean by that? You know what I mean? Like, what did you mean? or she
Right.
would, and I finally like, you keep letting that stuff build up, you're gonna burst. You know what I mean? So you
Mhm.
have to communicate. So I realized communicating was my problem. You know what I mean? Like there was a chick,
Right.
my finances aren't the best, but this chick, she couldn't make it to payday. But she would say to me what she got from Dunkin', what she bought from this place. And I'm saying to myself, why are you buying this stuff? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The $40 a week at
Right.
Dunkin'
Right.
Donuts, you could buy $40 in groceries, some plastic containers, some Dollar Tree, and just bring your food. You know what I mean? Like when I came from the doctor today, I wanted to go to the halal truck across the street. I said, nah, I'll be home in an hour and a half. I'm gonna go warm up this turkey burger in the refrigerator. You know what I mean, son? You
Right.
gotta do
Right.
what you gotta do. But therapy has saved my life, bro. Therapy has saved
Mm.
my life, man.
Right.
Saved my life. And I urge brothers, see a therapist. Niggas could say it's some punk smooth stuff, but yo, it's nothing wrong with it, man. It's nothing wrong with it, man.
Mm. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. That's
Thank
what
you,
I'm
man.
talking about. I
And I
love
just
that. I
hold up.
love that, man.
And I just spoke. Let me. Oh God, I can't. You saw the flyer. I posted the flyer. It was a library on Cotillia Road 2 weeks ago. I spoke, right? I
Mhm.
was on the panel.
Right.
Yo, dude,
Mhm.
it was 27 men in the library on a Tuesday night to talk about mental health. That's what I had to begin with on how real that
Mm.
was because that's something I want to do at my library, right? But people have
Right.
all the Saturdays booked up. But they proved
Right.
to me it could be done on any day of the week. If you want it, you're gonna go
That's
get it.
right.
Right around the corner from me, every Wednesday, there's a food pantry. Yo, dude, it's on New Lots, but I live between
Mm.
New Lots and Hegeman. The line is wrapped onto my block. You understand what I'm
Mm.
saying? The church is on the other corner. The church is by Atkins. I live on Berman. So it wraps all the way around the corner. My point is when people want something, they gonna come get it. Dude, it was over 20
That's
something
right.
people there on a Tuesday at the library. Men. And you could get the library for free.
Mm.
You could book it, let them know what you're doing, and you could book it. And them men came out. We took pictures and everything. I got to get some of the pictures so I can post them on my page. But they enjoy it. Let
Right.
me tell you something too. When you do speaking engagements, they look out. I got a little bag with a little baseball cap, a book, some hand wipes, and everything. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Mhm.
man. But I thank and praise God for mental health. Yo, like my T-shirt, and I need to have it on. Therapy is dope. I mean, point blank. That's like
Right.
they say, God is dope. Therapy is dope. Therapy has saved my life. You cannot find me on a Monday from 2:30 to 3:15 because my life stops. Everything else stops from 2:30 to 3:15 is Natasha and I, my therapist. I've had three therapists in my life. I had my first therapist
Mm.
was an African American woman, Miss Joy.
Mhm.
My second therapist was Russian. And my third therapist is an African American female.
Right.
So anybody can
Now,
be
are
your
you moving
therapist.
around when you talking? Are you
I
moving
was. Let
around
me
when
let
you
me stand
talking?
still. Let me stop. Let me stand still.
Yeah, you gotta stand still because you losing perception.
Okay, I'm standing
Yeah.
still. Because the mosquitoes whooping
Yeah.
my ass, but I'm
Okay.
standing
Cool.
still.
Okay. So I like what you're doing, man. This is dope, man. So I notice you do a lot of things, and I'm really proud of you, man. So tell me
Thank you,
about the
dude.
Love and Life Lounge on social media, and how did that come about? How did that come about?
All right, Sharice Branch and I, right? And so we're
Right.
coming back in the fall. We took a little summer break because when the Knicks started winning, I had to hit them streets, brother.
Okay. I
I,
accept. Well, that's a good excuse. That's a good
Yeah,
excuse.
we coming back in the fall, and when Sharice see this, she gonna be like, she gonna roll her eyes and suck her teeth. So that came about. Sharice Branch, that's my sister. She went to Benedict College, and we've known each other for over 20 something years, and we're both single. And we just
Hmm.
started talking about, different things, we're going through, like between dating apps or going to dinner. And we just played around. She was like, Malik, let's do this. And I was like, let's do it. And we were doing it, and it's a damn shame, and I'm admitting it. When the Knicks started doing their thing, we had to
Oh
go on a
my
little
God.
hiatus. I had to hit the streets with the shirts and stuff. But we coming back this fall. We talk about all subjects, dating your age, dating your type, um,
Mm,
setting boundaries when dating.
mhm.
Would you date an ugly guy? Like he was talking about this guy who he wasn't the most handsome guy, but he was the most loving person. You know what I mean?
Right. Hmm.
I actually started a little something from. I was kicking it to somebody from the dating from the show, but it didn't work out. But I'm working on myself. You know what I mean? I've learned that I
Right.
have to work on myself. I have to work on communication.
Mm,
But we will be back this fall. This September, we will be back. Sharice and I'll be back strong.
right. That's dope. So, man, explain the t-shirts, man. 'Cause I bought a couple of things, the Brooklyn apparel clothing from you. Well, excuse me, not bought, but I was rocking your stuff. And I want to know what got you started into that, yo.
You know what? It was nothing but the grace of God. When I left here in '92, everyone always thought like, I sold stuff in New York. And I was like, nah, it started in the South. And when I was going away to school, I was like, yo, I gotta make some money. You know what I mean? I don't have no job or nothing. So let him rest in
Hmm.
peace. My brother Shabazz, the Ford family who live across the street from me, Shabazz made T-shirts. And Shabazz
Right.
gave me a whole bunch of shirts to take to school. So at
Mm,
the time, the shirts that I took, dude, here's the funny thing. Here's the funny story. When I
hmm.
took those shirts to school, they were Greek T-shirts, right?
Mm, right.
Most Greek, most Greek lines are in the spring. I
Mm,
had the T-shirts in the fall. So I'm trying to sell these T-shirts, and cats is like, yeah, yeah, they look nice, blah, blah, blah. Nobody was really buying. So I sold a
right.
few, right? But I
Hmm.
bought them back that Christmas. Not being a Greek, not understanding what's going on, Spring 93 came along. I'm selling it down with OPP t-shirts. Then next thing you know, the AKAs is knocking my door down. The Deltas are knocking my door down. Where are those shirts? I'm
Mm,
like, yo, they back in New York. They was like, what you
right.
mean? I just pledged. I was like, yo, I didn't know I had to give Shabazz his work back. You know what I mean? I didn't make no money
Right.
off him.
Right.
Shabazz was able to take them to the Greek picnic at Jones Beach. Did I take you back?
Mm.
Did I take you back? Do what I said,
Yes, you
Jones Beach.
did. Jones Beach. Yes, yes, you did.
He
Yes, you
took he
did.
took those shirts. You know what I mean? He didn't mind that I didn't move him, but I brought them back to him, gave him whatever bread I owed him. You know what I mean? And then ever
Hmm.
since then, you know, it depends on all right, Papa. It depends on how you know me. So I
Right.
have so many names in Orangeburg. Malik the T-shirt man, that was my first name. My second
Hmm.
name is Kunda Malik's. If you close to me like you are, is Mo,
Hmm.
is Black Mo, as your brother said. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But
Black Mo.
I
Yep.
I just started doing T-shirts. My first T-shirt was Spring '93.
Mm,
Daytona Beach. Lord have mercy. I was
mm,
skinny. I had waves. I had muscles.
mm.
I was
You stupid, yo.
I was 21. I was in
Uh-huh.
shape, and my
Uh-huh.
T-shirt said, um, "Black College Weekend." Daytona. No, no, no. This is what it says. Excuse my language, y'all. It said, "Fuck what you heard." Black College Weekend. So here's the
Mm,
catch, dude. So
mm.
me not knowing the game, right?
Right.
Somebody introduced me to this guy who made T-shirts, right? Because we
Mm,
was dealing with this company in Orangeburg. 1992, we did some shirts for homecoming, and it took a long time for the company to make them. We wanted to put the
mm.
school logo on them, but we didn't understand publishing rights and stuff. So we get
Right.
to the place the day before to pick up the shirts. They said we can't do it. We was like, yo, why you didn't call me and tell me? They was like, we can't use that emblem. It's a registered trademark, but we can use this. So they showed
Mm,
us a universal bulldog. And we was like, yeah, do that. They was like, come tomorrow morning. And we sitting there
Mm,
like, yo, you holding up our money. We could be on campus selling these during homecoming. So spring 93, I met somebody else who do shirts. So dude, get
mm,
ready to laugh, man. I always tell people this story. My man Moses, if he was with me, he went to Claflin. He'll tell you he was there with me. So I didn't know where to get shirts from wholesale, right?
right. Right.
So the guy said, because I had some shirts already. I don't know where I got them from, but they didn't have more. The guy said, I could get you some shirts. And the price would be this. So I said, all right. Yo, son, he came to my dorm room
Mm-hmm.
240. I forgot, 246. He came to my dorm room, bruh. He had the
Mm,
shirts. His name is Mr. Dixon. He live in Atlanta. He came with
mm,
the shirts. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is dope. Then he was like, and this is the only thing with these shirts. Yo, son, the last 4 dozen of the shirts was sleeveless shirts, son. Not tank
mm.
tops, son. Sleeveless, like Fonzie, son. Yo,
Wow.
so yo, you remember the show One Day at a Time and a nigga named
Of
Schneider?
course,
Who
Schneider. Yeah, yeah.
we had them Schneider t-shirts, son. But yo,
Oh my
yo,
God.
we sold them because it said
Mm,
a curse word on it. F what you heard, act like you know. That was the expression back there. F what you heard,
mm,
act like you know. Black College Weekend, Daytona Beach, bruh. I bumped them shirts, every single one of them. People, we had to adjust the price a little bit because we was getting like 20 for the regular ones, but other
mhm.
people they was like, you don't have it with the sleeves because my husband gonna want it. I was like, yo, your husband gonna want to show the guns. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And we
exactly.
showed them. And ever since then, I've been hooked, man. I've been
Mm,
hooked with t-shirts, man. I still do t-shirts. I do t-shirts for the church. I do t-shirts for all events. I do for everything. For everything. Barbecues. Um, my minimum, let me do my promo. My minimum is 2 dozen. You know what I mean?
okay.
People get mad at that, but I'm like, yo, people gotta understand that, 1 dozen is just a whole bunch of work for nothing. You know what I mean?
Right,
Once I get
right,
the once I
right.
get the shirt shipped in, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's my profit right there, getting them shipped in.
That's right. That's right. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. You know the game.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
You you
You
know
know, most definitely. That's dope. That is
I'm sorry.
dope.
Yeah? I'm
That's
sorry.
dope. So tell me,
Yeah.
man, with this New York politics going on, as you can see with the hip hop, tell me how you feel about today's hip hop right now, man.
All right, people gonna get mad with me. I don't
Okay, well,
even know
go
what the
ahead.
hell I don't know what the hell is going on with this hip hop. I know
Right.
this much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, let me answer the question first.
All
Dude,
right.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this. I'm not hating, but I don't understand these cats. I
Right.
can't
Right.
dance to it. Man. You call me an old head, call me whatever. I thank God for Joe and Jada podcast.
Mhm.
Thank God for
Yep. I
Nori
watched that.
podcast. Thank
Hmm.
God for your podcast. Thank God for
Thank you.
what's the other brother's name? The rappers.
Who talking
What's
about
his
Joe
name?
Buttons?
Not Joe. Yeah, Joe Buttons. Joe Buttons too. What's up?
Hmm.
Math Hoffa.
Oh,
Math
Math
Hoffa.
Hoffa. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God for them. For bringing the new artists and the old artists on. You know what I mean?
Right.
The state of hip hop. I love hip hop.
Hmm.
What's going on now? I'm not hate. I just don't understand it. But it make
Right.
people happy. So let them be happy. I'm with y'all.
Mm.
Do your thing. Make your money. I know this. I know this much. Going back to therapy and going back to hip hop. I came up with the Jungle Brothers. I came up with a
Oof.
Tribe Called Quest. I came up with Third Base. I came up with 3 Feet High and Rising. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And
Right.
with all the Black Moon,
Hmm.
Buckshot. I met Buckshot
Yes.
mother at this comedy spot one time. You know what I mean? That's who we came up with. But this
Mm.
Thursday, I'm giving them a shout out. I'm doing something for myself. Thursday, I'm gonna be right there. Albee Square More don't look like Albee Square anymore, but it's gonna
Hmm.
be a vinyl session. And I'm making a T-shirt. I'm gonna take a picture and show you.
Okay.
It's gonna be dancing. We're gonna be dancing out there. Albee Square Mall, house music, '90s music, and I'm making a
Mm.
specific T-shirt. Please dance with me. I'm harmless.
That okay. That's
and,
gonna be
and
dope.
I'm, go-
That's
I'm going
different. I
out there
like
to
that. That's
dance.
different.
Yeah, I'm making a shirt, son. That's how I'm gonna start meeting
Right.
people. I'm gonna make a sign and sit in Manhattan. I'm 55. I'm single. I live by myself. I love Christ, and I have an income. Let's go out on a date. See who want to see who want to have a
Oh my
conversation
God.
with
You
me.
stupid, yo.
But yeah. But yo, back to the hip hop thing, yo. I'm telling
Mhm.
you, podcasts save me because the
Mm.
podcasts tell you what's going on. You know
That's
what I mean?
true. That's true.
Joe and
Yes.
Jada show, because I love when Jada throwing the flags on Joe. Um,
Hmm.
Nori's show, Drink Champs, Math Hopper. Yo, let's go back real quick. D
Okay.
Dot, who your brother probably know, gave one of the best interviews um on Drink Champs. And I'm gonna take it
Mm.
back to a Queens person, not on Drink Champs, on Matt Hoffa show. He
Right.
talked about Bad Boy through and through. You know what I mean? About
Hmm.
everything that went on with Bad Boy when he was there and all them hits that he made and everything. And then another
Right.
person, let's take it to Queens. Miss Jones, who I never
Mm.
met personally, but
Right.
we've spoken to each other through Messenger. Miss Jones gave a dope interview along about 2 years ago on Drink Champs.
Mm.
Shout out to Queens. I'll give a shout
Okay.
out to Queens.
Queens. All right.
Yeah, she gave a nice interview. How you doing, brother? She gave a nice interview, but the state of hip hop, I love it. You know what I mean? If these kids love it, I love it because we love our artists. We love Kane. We love. I
That's
can
right.
shoot. I got Kane. I got Kane on my phone. Let him rest in peace. Ray DeJean. Remember Ray DeJean do all the comedy shows at
Hmm.
the
Yep.
diner, and then he opened up
Hmm.
his own spot, 275 Park in
Hmm.
Brooklyn. We used
Hmm.
to go to church together. Yo, bruh, his
Wow.
funeral, his funeral looked like. Remember that hip hop picture they took in Harlem? His
Right.
funeral looked like that.
Mm.
Everybody was at 279 Lafayette Emmanuel Baptist Church, where our new pastor is, and first female pastor, Dr. Sharika Newton. She preached this funeral, and Ray was so crazy, was so unique is a week and a half before he transitioned, I texted him to see how he was doing because I didn't see him
Hmm.
at 11 o'clock service. And he
Right.
said, I'm good, bruh. Come through. I'm doing a live recording. And I posted the text with a video of Kane performing at his performing at 270 Park at his comedy place. And
Mm.
his funeral is who in hip hop was at Ray DeJean funeral. Fat Joe, at the time, Eric Adams. Hey, how you doing? Eric Adams was there. I mean,
Hmm.
everybody was there. The Attorney General was there. Tish James, I think she was there. Don't get me lying. Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry, but she goes to that church. I'm sorry if I told a lie. I'm sorry. Tish
Okay.
James goes to my church. I don't know if she was at the funeral. Please forgive me. I don't want
Right.
to tell no lies because somebody gonna be like, "Yo, this brother telling lies on
Hmm.
Connect the Dots podcast." You know what I mean? But
I feel you.
I
I
don't
feel
want.
you.
But Ralph McDaniels was there. He spoke on it.
Mm.
Even Ray DeJean's son didn't know that Ray know how to cut hair. You know what I mean? Like when
Mm.
his son got up there to speak, he was like, "Yo, I didn't know my dad know how to cut hair." Ralph
Yep.
McDaniels spoke. But yeah, man, thank God for the old heads who keep things going. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. That's exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Indeed. Thanks for the old heads, man.
Yeah,
All we got is memories, man. All we got is
yeah,
memories, but those memories will last forever. That's how I look at it, you know?
yes, yes. Just like when the young kids turn our age, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? They're gonna be saying the same thing I'm saying. Like, yo, I didn't understand that stuff my pops listened to. I didn't understand.
Right.
Hey ho, but shoot, hey ho was it. You know what I mean? Naughty
That's
by
right.
nature.
That's right. That's right.
Tribe,
Wow.
bus a
Mm.
bus. Come on, man.
Yes. Family. That's what's up. I like that. I like that answer, bro. I like that answer. So, man, do you have any shout outs before we get on out of here?
Shout out to you for inviting me. For when you sent me the text and asked me, I was like, "Yo, what I'm gonna talk about?" But I forgot. You know, I, I'm a wealth of knowledge, man. I just
Yeah,
gotta
you
get my
are. You
understanding.
are. You are.
You know. I know a lot, man. I told the girl, I'm giving an example. I was at 80, where was that this weekend? 80 Lafayette, Mole's
Mm-hmm.
Bar, and it was a block party right there. And I told the sister about some wholesale glasses that somebody was closing out. She
Mm-hmm.
texted me today, said, "Thank you so much." She bought 20 dozen. That's how
Mm.
cheap the price are. So if you want me from this podcast, reach out to me, 347-506-7520. I'm giving my phone number because I trust this podcast. Also, you can
Yes.
find me on social media, Facebook, Malik Sherrod. Spell it like the real Malik, MalikSherrod. That's
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. Instagram, the same name, put the number 2. YouTube, I got a
Mm.
YouTube channel too, Malik Sherrod. I'm there.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to you again. I want to give a shout out to your brother,
Thank you,
DJ
brother. Thank you.
Kim, who's always been there for me since fall 1992 when we met. And I could talk that talk about
Mm.
Shy. I was with Shy when he was getting $75 a party. You know what I mean? Let me tell you,
I remember
what's up, bro?
I remember them
Yeah, we
days.
kept money in each other pocket back in college. You know what I mean? Shoot, Shy, Shy
Yes,
did
yes.
Shy helped me buy a car, my first car for $315 from a from
Mm.
a
That's what I'm
from a
talking
North
about.
Carolina A&T party. It was A&T homecoming. I mean, it was it was A&T came to play, because like when A&T came to
Mm.
Orangeburg, it was like a homecoming. And that night,
Mm.
the door did like 1,000 or something. That was a lot of money back in the early '90s. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? We was able to pay the people who pass out flyers. We was able to pay
Mm.
Shaquem. We was able to pay the sound man. You know what I mean? So big shout to
Mm-hmm.
Shaquem. I call your brother the DJ with a degree. I love talking that shit about my
Yes.
man. You know what I mean? Besides spinning records,
Yes.
that nigga got a degree, son, a degree in English. You know.
That's right.
Um,
Yes.
and big shout to my whole family and tribe that raised me. The people who raised me in East New York, the people who raised me in Orangeburg, South Carolina, who still support me. Who still support me. It might not be financially, but it's
Yes.
mentally with a text, Malik, how you doing? Or inbox, how you doing? It's prayers. Malik, I'm still praying for you. Dude, you got to bring me back again, because now you got me talking. I don't want to kill the people. We got to take it back to it was some rough patches in my life in Orangeburg too. It wasn't always sunny, and your brother was right there.
Mm-hmm.
When we went through that incident at the nightclub that I had. Well, we could do that. We could come back to that in the fall. But man, shout out to you.
Yes, we'll come back to that. Yes, we will. We will come back to that.
Yeah,
No
because
doubt.
that was big, man. That changed my life. That threw Christ in my face too. Because, bruh, after that, I didn't realize how many people, when you hear that expression, praying for you. When I found out,
Mm.
this person told this person, and this person was fasting for me, and I was like, that's why I didn't go through so much hell. You know what I mean? To this day, let the family,
Mm.
I pray for the family. I'm gonna leave it at that. When we talk about it in the fall, or next time you got room for me in your schedule.
All right.
But I appreciate
That's
this.
what's up. I will. I most definitely. All
So
right.
listen,
And
I need a
this
favor.
time the people could see you. They'll see
Exactly.
you this time.
They gonna see me. We gonna be in the right place. I need a favor. Can I cash app you right
Yes.
now for my 3X shirt? Can I cash app you right now?
If you want to, I mean, that's on you.
You
You
gonna
know
say,
what I mean?
you gonna say yeah? See, this brother's so humble. He's like, yo, you want to? Nigga, I'll be like, yeah, send me the money.
Yeah.
How much are they again?
Yeah.
How much are they?
Huh?
How much are the shirts again?
My t-shirts, they're 25.
I'm sending it right now, but I'm sending 35 with the shipping. Cause you gotta ship it, brother. Yeah.
Okay.
I need my 3X,
Huh?
whatever color you got in stock, man. Cause I was supposed to been do that.
I
Now,
got you.
you planted a seed in me. I got to plant a seed in. Well, you planted a lot of seeds in me ordering them Brooklyn joints. Let me tell you, I had somebody come clean up
Yes.
help me clean up where I print at in the house. And she was like, Malik,
Mm-hmm.
what about this? Malik, what about this? And I was like, oh, I miss those jackets. Like the varsity jackets that you bought, the Brooklyn joints. Yeah, I
Right.
got to get some more of those. I got some where I made mistakes on.
Yes, you do. Because I need the other colors, man. Let me know when you get other colors. I'm getting
Yeah, I
it.
got to get those joints again, man, because when she pulled up this pink one, I said, oh, man, I need that. I remember this chick in Atlanta, she ordered 4 of them from me. 4 of them pink joints for me. And she was mad. Well, one of her sorors was mad. She was like, why you don't have no 3X in it? I'm a big girl. All her friends got some, but I didn't
Oh
have no
my
3X in
God.
it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to send you that Cash App, and man, I
That's what I'm
appreciate you.
talking about.
I appreciate you, man, taking the time out and
No
giving me an
doubt, man.
opportunity.
Most boy, I thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you as well, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank
No
you so
doubt.
much.
And this is another episode of Connected Dots. I'm your host, Lou Icewater, aka Duquan Hicks, with my special guest, Malik, Sherrod, BK, stand up. Big Docs, I see
Thank
you.
you, brother. I'm sending that back
Peace.
now. Peace.
All right.
All right,
Peace,
brother.
brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.